The new NBA and MLB season is in full swing, and BetOnline has you covered with the best odds and biggest promotions and live in-game betting on all your favorite teams. Head to BetOnline today to stay updated on all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here.
If you're looking to streamline your audio advertising buys and maximize your revenue, look no further than Triton Digital's programmatic audio advertising exchange, A2X. The private exchange consists of only licensed broadcasters and top-tier internet radio publishers, assuring the quality inventory and brand safety you can trust. Visit www.tritondigital.com to learn more.
While many Americans are filling Easter eggs and buying chocolate bunnies, the period before Easter holds a special significance for followers of Jesus Christ. Lent is practiced by most Christian groups, including Roman Catholics, Episcopalians, Presbyterians, Methodists, and Lutherans, as a time to pray, fast, contemplate, and engage in acts of spiritual self-discipline. One act of discipline is the abstention of meat. Some practitioners for all 40 days, some only on Fridays, and some on Good Friday itself. The dietary restriction proved to be a goldmine for one Cincinnati franchise, whose sandwich recipe became a favorite worldwide, not just during those holy days. And with 300 million sold every year, you may wonder, can a sandwich be blessed? And that's why this week's On Brand is on McDonald's and the Filet-O-Fish sandwich.
You're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Hello and welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa. I'm Jon.
I'm Marisa.
Wow. All I have to say is wow.
Uh-huh.
And we'll go into the show in a minute. Just first thoughts. I am just learning that we are doing McDonald's and the iconic Filet-O-Fish sandwich.
This is a big one for you.
What I love about this is we're like 43 episodes in the show. You and I have known each other forever. You're a very healthy girl. I'm a very fast food fella. I know Filet-O-Fish.
Yes.
I have so many thoughts on Filet-O-Fish. You, I'm assuming, I bet you had Filet-O-Fish probably in high school, maybe?
A Filet-O-Fish has never graced these pristine lips.
Oh my God. And you didn't even bring one to like, okay, we'll get into this. I am so excited for this episode of On Brand. But before we get into it, I have a question I've been wanting to ask you.
Yes.
And it may seem like it's coming out of nowhere. Where are you on eavesdropping? Like, is that something that you have children? For me, eavesdropping plays a big role in like soap operas. I watch Days of Our Lives. That's a big like device. In your personal life, do you find yourself eavesdropping often?
I live to eavesdrop.
You do?
Live to overhear a date happening at a close bistro table.
Okay.
So what are you thinking of?
Yours, well, we'll get to mine. But
There's
yours
something
is
funny.
stranger.
I eavesdropped a fantastic conversation happening. You know a weird thing about new cars? How like if you do a Bluetooth phone call, how the car decides to like broadcast the phone call like outside of the car. Do you know what I'm talking about?
That doesn't happen.
Yes, you can hear the audio. If you've never witnessed this, then you've done it. If you have a Bluetooth phone call, everybody walking past your car can hear the phone call outside of your car.
Do you have the volume up?
1,000%. I haven't done it, but I have walked by so many cars for some reason. Al, do you know what I'm talking about? You hear the phone part of the conversation like broadcast outside the car. And I heard a couple having a fight and I could only hear her side. And she was like, you don't understand. You never listen to me. You're always dismissive of my ideas. And then I just saw him use an audio media, but he was just like, I'm mouthing.
She's mouthing the words.
I'm mouthing the words like because he was inside his sealed car. And then her side of the conversation would be like broadcast.
You know what I think's going on there? I think with a lot of newer cars, there's so many speakers. There's speakers right by the windows.
I'm sure that's it.
I don't think it's like a 1950s like mayoral candidate, like driving around a small town, like vote for me for mayor.
It does feel like that.
But yeah, I've definitely heard conversations. I don't think it's coming.
Maybe they had like eavesdropping mode, like it was switched on. It said activate eavesdrop mode, and they just like skipped past it, and they didn't realize they were activating it.
Yeah.
So you like to eavesdrop?
Well, no, I have just found myself kind of recently eavesdropping, and I'm curious what
on
people.
Who?
My father.
How do you you eavesdrop? Aside from a butt dial, how do you eavesdrop on your father?
Well, I'm convinced that my dad has no idea how to hang up a phone.
Oh, okay.
So I call him every Sunday when I'm driving, and then several times now, and I may get emotional. I'll warn you, I may get emotional about this. Like we'll have a great conversation. We catch up on each other's lives, and then we end the call, and he doesn't hang up. And then I hear him relay the call to his wife or their friends or whoever they're with, and I can't not listen. If he were saying something bad or personal or something, I would immediately hang up.
It'd be funny if you overheard. He's like, okay, bye, John. I'll talk to you next Sunday. And then he was like, I swear, I'll get you the money. I promise. And it was like, pop, pop, pop. Oh, God, what have I done? What have I done? There's blood everywhere. What have I done? That would have been really funny. Your dad pulling a little gun out of his purse.
Who do you think my dad is?
That would be a fun thing to eavesdrop. And then you're like, do I call the police? My dad's in some big trouble. And you call him, you're like, Dad, everything good? He's like, yeah, everything's going great. Hey, we just spoke.
The worst thing I thought might happen is like he would hang up the phone and be like, man, John sucks.
No, I think he owes somebody a lot of money, and they start to rough him up, and then your dad gets a little nervous, and he accidentally shoots him.
No, what it is he will sit there and he will recount everything I told him.
Yeah.
He will remember, like we'll talk about the podcast. And this happened last Sunday. They had a couple of friends over and he was telling them about you and me and the podcast and like how much I love to research and like how he had suggested a couple of brands that we do. And like, it's so touching to me.
That's so
cute.
that
you realize that he's really listening to everything that I say.
Yeah.
And then he's proud. And then he's telling his friends. I don't know. I love it. He doesn't know I do this. Now
That's
the family's all learning.
That's all anybody wants is to be heard by their daddy.
I mean, you know I cry at a lot of things. I cry at flash mobs. Now I cry at TikToks where people keep adding things to like something stupid.
Just because it like represents the human spirit. Like if it starts with like somebody going like, oh, wah, ooh, oh, wah, and then somebody else like, ooh, ooh, like that.
Well, there's usually like 6 of them.
Yeah. And then it keeps going.
Yes.
And you're like weeping in your dark room.
Yes. By the 6th one, I'm laying in bed like crying.
Human spirit.
I'm very easily touched by the human spirit.
That's sweet.
Yeah. So I'm curious what other people think about eavesdropping on your own parents when they're talking about you. I think it's okay.
Yeah, I think definitely eavesdropping, spying in general, I'm okay with. Are you a snoop? Have you ever snooped?
I've gotten in trouble snooping. I don't snoop anymore, but when I was younger, I would snoop. I mean, I do things that I'm sure people would say, that's snooping.
Like what?
Like sometimes if I'm like, let's say at someone's home and I have to go to the bathroom and it's taking longer than normal,
If there's a drawer within arm's reach, you might rifle through it.
Yeah. Like if I've left my phone like in the main room, like I may look in your cabinets, not to see what you're doing, just really out of boredom. My mind always has to be like reading and processing and doing something. But no, I'm not like you're
like Columbo, always looking for a clue.
Yeah. Like I've house sat here for you before. It's not like I didn't go in your bedroom and like, what did they have in the panty drawer?
It is funny. Is that a taboo, I wonder, to like peek in a medicine cabinet?
I don't care what medicines people take. It doesn't matter to me.
We're not one to judge about what kind of medicines you need, okay?
Advil, you son of a bitch. And maybe because I'm a brand boy, maybe like I hope that you have like a fun brand.
Name brand, not generic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, John, did you grow up as a church-going boy?
On and off. Mm-hmm. When we would go to church, we went to a Presbyterian church. I know my mom is very into God, and I have family members that are, and I feel weird even saying that because I don't know where everyone stands.
That's bad to say. I mean,
but it's not like, oh my God, they like God. It's like I've always had
How dare they?
I'm so embarrassed. I don't know how to tell you this. My mom likes God. So do with that what you want. No, we would go to like Presbyterian church. I remember one summer, I don't even know what church this was. I think my mom probably just wanted to get rid of us. We went to like church camp and learn how to do like a play or something.
Yeah. It
was not a church we had ever gone to before. So that was something weird. But Yes and no. Like, we went to church on occasion.
Like holidays. Yeah.
And my name, John, someone, I don't know who, gave me a card when I was young that had like John as a passage from the Bible. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, whoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. I had that on a card, and as a kid I didn't know what it meant, but I read that every night because I felt like I was supposed to carry that because it had my name on the card. So that passage was always really important to me.
And also begotten, is that
Begotten.
the word? That is a hell of a word.
For a kid?
Begotten?
I know.
Oh,
It's
I
like
love
I'm
that.
collecting Smurf stickers and saying begotten. I was complex. So that was a really long way. What about you? What was your religious?
No, my family didn't do anything. My dad's side of the family is Jewish, but we didn't do anything. We celebrated basically every candy holiday. So Easter is a candy holiday, Christmas is a candy holiday.
Yeah.
Not for any religious significance. So I didn't really grow up going to church. I had friends who'd celebrated like Ash Wednesday, which is actually the start of Lent. You get a little smear, a little smear of ash on your forehead.
I remember the first time I ever saw that, I was working in California in production, and I just knew nothing about that. And this girl I work with, who I was friends with, came to work, and she had that smear on her head. And I had no...
Yeah, honey, you might want to visit the restroom.
Sweetie, you might want to... Here,
Yeah,
let me get
something.
that. I knew that it looked intentional enough for me not to bring it up. But
Was she a chimney sweep?
My first 3 jobs in LA were in chimney sweeping. Yeah, so that's what got a little confusing. Fun side fact about telling coworkers about things on their face. This was the same job, but a couple years later, I was in the break room, and this girl, I keep saying this girl, like, is that okay? I don't know what you can say anymore. This girl was in there, and she was getting like some water or something, and I just happened to catch her in the corner of my eye and saw that she had something on her cheek, and I was like, oh, you've got a little, it looks like jam on your cheek, and she was like... She's like, that's a zit cluster. And I was like, oh, no. Well, do something about it. 'Cause you're in the kitchen. So, yeah.
A little pancake makeup. Here's a little Max Factor.
Yeah.
You give her a little palette.
I pulled out my brush and touched her up.
Yeah, that's tough. That's risky telling somebody about something on their face.
I just say nothing anymore.
Yeah,
just
I say
keep your head
nothing.
down. Say nothing.
It's your problem. We're all on our own. Every man's an island. You look in the mirror on your own time if you're so worried about what's in your teeth, okay? That's not my job.
Yeah, you'll eventually find it. If you don't find it during the day, you'll see it on your pillow in the morning.
Ooh, jam.
Wait, my zits fell off in the middle of the night? Wow.
John was right. It was jam. Man.
All right, church. So this is
yes,
gonna be
I didn't celebrate any of this stuff, but I had friends who did that, and I didn't really know like the rules about fasting. I remember hearing like Lent, like people would give up, like someone would say, I'm giving up my Game Boy for Lent. It's like it's a time in the year, 40 days before Easter, when you want to kind of like tap into your Jesus side.
Well, seriously, I know nothing about it, and I'm sure a
Yeah.
lot of people don't. So can you give us like the Cliff's Notes version of what Lent is?
Yes. So in Western churches, it begins on Ash Wednesday. It's 6.5 weeks before Easter, and it's a 40-day period of fasting, abstinence. Sundays are excluded. Get a load of that. It's imitation of Jesus Christ fasting in the wilderness before he gave his public ministry. So you could even abstain from like social media. Nowadays, people do that. It's just a time to pray and like look inward and live a more simple, Jesus-y kind of life. And it's funny that this has anything to do with Filet-O-Fish, but I didn't really know about that. So I thought that was kind of interesting that this is like, if it's not your world you're in, I'm like, wow, I'm walking the streets. There's people all around here who aren't eating meat on Fridays? That's crazy.
What would you give up if you had to give up something for 6 weeks?
You know, I have really enjoyed my new habit of a daily mini can of Coca-Cola.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have a daily mini full sugar
A
Coca-Cola?
full sugar Coca-Cola mini can. And this is mama's little treat at the end of the day. And this is how much I am not cool, is that I don't do drugs and I don't drink. So
You're definitely not cool.
So my little mini can of Coca-Colas, just time for mama to do something just for her.
I mean, I was on board with it until you described it. Like, why do you make it so weird? Just have a Coke.
What's your advice these days? If you had to give up something to get in touch with your Jesus side.
I guess it would be my 12 cans of Diet Coke. How I love throughout the day just to crack open 12 Diet Coke.
Full size, mind you.
You know, I was going to ask, I do feel like, yes, I do think giving up screen time would be what I should do.
Sure.
But I know myself, and I would pick something that's easier for me to accomplish.
You'd be like, I'm
Type
going to
less.
stop, working out every morning. If Jesus had Instagram or TikTok, do you think he would have like ever gotten around to walking on water?
What?
Did he walk on water?
Jesus?
Yes.
Oh, God. No, my family's going to be like,
Scold me.
John, I'm going to get letters. I thought he separated the sea.
Loaves and fishes.
I thought the sea, didn't he part?
Moses.
Oh, that was Moses?
You are a bad church boy.
Oh, my God. Allison, Elizabeth, Anne
my
Marie,
God.
all my family members. I apologize. I don't know what everyone's role was.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe there'll be a Netflix series on it.
There you go. Maybe that could be the next brand you do. Jesus.
Jesus. Actually, when you were reading the thing, I was like, is she doing Christ?
Yeah, it's a pretty good brand. Great marketing.
Yeah, no.
Iconography. Oh, this was something I wanted to say just in regards to Lent. Lenten suppers. This is something you eat like during Lent. This really reminded me of Al Pal's lifestyle. Lenten suppers often consist of a vegetarian soup, bread, and water in order to maintain the season's focus on abstinence, sacrifice, and simplicity.
Good.
I would say that Lenten supper is what Alistair eats 90% of the time.
I'm constantly observing that.
A vegetarian soup, bread, and water. Like, so you can suffer as Jesus did.
You can do it year round.
Alistair's the Ned Flanders of the pod. He wants the plainest avenue to the plate.
And my beverage is water.
I didn't even think about what I'm going to drink. I guess I'll have water. Do you want ice? No.
No, ice is how the devil gets it.
Oh, Al. We love him.
Ow. Oh, I want to also talk about fish because fish is something I had. You know, like you don't realize how inexperienced you are with some things until like you say them out loud. I ate fish as a child. I went through a big fish stick phase. And then one day my mom served me an undercooked fish stick that was like a little cold in the middle from the freezer. And I didn't eat fish for 30 years.
What grossed you out about it?
An ice cold cod? Yeah, I wonder.
There's your 90s band. Ice Cold Cod's reuniting. Let's go see him.
So my fish stick story is only to explain why I've never had a Filet-O-Fish. Obviously, I've eaten at McDonald's in the past many times. My mother has an extensive collection of Happy Meal toys in the hundreds.
I know.
80s Happy Meal toys, some sealed in bag. But I have never had a Filet-O-Fish. So the year is 1959.
Can I pause just
Yes.
very quickly?
Yeah.
Just so you know, as you're telling me this, I'm already salivating thinking about eating a warm fillet of fish. It's one of those foods.
Yes.
It's like the Krispy Kreme donut. Like, they're good. But when you get it just right, it has the world's softest bun.
I'm going to tell you about that.
It has usually not enough tartar sauce, so I asked for extra. We're going to rant about that later. It only has half a slice of cheese. I hope you explain to me why in a minute.
Well, I will.
But that bun and with the fishes, it's too small. You need two of them, but it's so good. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about as you start this.
If you start to daydream and your eyeballs turn into like two little Filet-O-Fish sandwiches, I thought about bringing them here, and then I thought like that has to be something that you eat fresh.
Oh, yeah,
right?
you need it hot. I've
Yeah.
had Filet-O-Fish within the last 4 days.
Because you're a practicing Catholic.
I'm a practicing, yes.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With a large selection of odds on everything from Major League Baseball, NHL, and UFC, and professional golf, BetOnline remains the number one source for all your sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline's casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Find yourself looking for a new job or change in career? Monster.com is here to help. We are not only here to bring you job postings, but also AI interview prep and salary tools, expert career advice, and top-notch resume services. We've got everything you need to land your perfect job fit. Discover the magic of finding the ideal job with Monster.com. Your future starts now. Visit Monster.com today. Your next job opportunity is just a click away.
So the year is 1959. This man named Lou Groen, he opened the first McDonald's in the Cincinnati area. And McDonald's is not like everywhere at this point. They've only been around for 6 years, like with franchises. So it's not like if a McDonald's opens, it's like a guaranteed success. In fact, business was actually not doing very well. And they were working so hard just to keep the business alive, which isn't that crazy to imagine? Like, have you ever seen a McDonald's go out of business?
No. I don't think I have.
So the son in the family, Paul, he was paid 10 cents an hour to pick up the parking lot and keep the kitchen clean. So they were basically employing child labor.
I love it.
Which we love. So people didn't want to go to Little McDonald's. They wanted to go to like a more established chain or like a family restaurant. This was kind of like, it didn't really find its place like in the culture to where like it was seen as like a guaranteed hit. So according to their sales ledger, their first month, this is apparently a bad number for McDonald's to make, like a number so bad that it's like they might not survive. In 1959, $8,716 profit in their first month of business. Today, that is almost $93,000.
Wow, and that was considered like iffy.
They make that like in a day.
Right.
A McDonald's will make that in a day now, which is wild.
That's crazy. You know, one of my favorite earliest memories of McDonald's is they always had the signs that said how many had been served.
Yeah.
And I'm old enough where that had a ticker. Like it was like, you know, in the millions. It was like 12 million, 13, and then it became billions, and now it just says like
I think it says billions and billions.
It does.
Yeah.
There's no like actual number, but it used to have a number.
Yeah.
I always thought that was fun.
Was that an accurate counter? Like every time a customer came?
Yes.
That somebody like pushed a big red button next to the register?
Every 1 millionth hamburger, they knew with such precision that all signs changed.
That's really fun. So this was one of 68 new franchises opened that year by founder Ray Kroc, which this episode is about the Filet-O-Fish. So if you came here for like deep McDonald's lore, get the out.
Everyone's just like enjoying the show. You've like gone off the rails with my dad and now McDonald's. Like, calm down.
McDonald's is so big and so vast. I feel bad even saying like Ray Kroc without like going into like Ray Kroc was born in 1930. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. McDonald's will get its own time.
You don't have to do that. With Starbucks, we just did the pumpkin spice latte.
This is just about, so laser focus. You'll get your McDonald's Ray Kroc story another time. So we know the founder, Ray Kroc. And the thing about this town, Cincinnati, that didn't bode well for the burger joint is that 87% of the population was Catholic. So even compared to another McDonald's, a McDonald's 2 towns over, this restaurant was specifically struggling. And the owner, it was him and his wife working for free, basically. They were like doing everything, like doing all the repairs themselves. He was working like crazy hours, like he had twins at home to feed. He was like really panicked. And he said, if I'm going to survive, I've got to come up with something that will like really separate us from the competition. So there was a restaurant nearby that had a fish sandwich. And so he was like, that's what we need to do. We need to have a fish sandwich because Catholics, every Friday, they can't eat fish. I was a vegetarian for a long time. Now I have a burger a month.
One.
Which Jon takes great delight in.
I love it.
It's funny to think that like fish is not meat.
I've never understood why fish gets like a pat, like, I only eat fish. Well, okay.
I mean, it has those big bulging eyes and like a scary mouth full of teeth.
And as someone who has done extensive research for the Avatar franchise, I looked at quite a bit of fish research, and there are some very...
Would you call them animals?
Some of them are so smart, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And everyone that watched the octopus thing.
Yeah. I can like do like crossword puzzles and stuff.
You don't by any chance remember the restaurant that had the fish sandwich? Was it Frisch's by any chance? I bet it was Frisch's.
Frisch's is who they said that's kind of their big competition. Yeah. Like when people when they go out to eat, they go to Frisch's. They don't go to McDonald's.
Okay, so fun fact about Frisch's. Frisch's is a Bob's Big Boy restaurant.
Yeah,
now.
So that must be it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Frisch's fish sandwich.
But Bob's Big Boy on the East Coast is different than the Bob's Big Boy that we have here. And the main thing is they have like a Big Mac-like sandwich. And where I'm from in Cincinnati, instead of using ketchup or Thousand Island dressing or secret sauce, they use tartar sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe because their fish sandwich was so popular and they had so much tartar sauce. I was never into that. I got it maybe for the first time a couple of trips ago home, last Christmas, I think. Oh my God, it's so good. Like a Big Mac with tartar sauce. Like now I'm obsessed with it.
I mean, you could order that at McDonald's.
It's got to all be the right things.
Yeah.
The best place to get it here, because I have figured it out, is to get a plain Shake Shack hamburger and add Gelson's tartar sauce to it.
Gelson's?
I know. I do a whole thing. It's like a whole thing.
How many stops do you have to make to complete this burger?
It's a lot.
Jeez Louise.
It's worth it.
So if he was going to survive, he had to come up with a fish sandwich. So he did some research. He was investigating what Frisch's was doing, trying out different cost-effective recipes. And then he brought the idea to corporate in 1961. So this was a time where it's like the chain to reach like the CEO of McDonald's, it's so different then than it is now. Like he could actually like get a meeting with Ray Kroc. So he made a bunch of trips to Chicago. He presented the sandwich to Ray Kroc. And this is what Ray Kroc says.
Wait, we need some sort of music cue for this.
Okay, so what would this be? This is like 1959. This is like Mad Men jazz, like cigar smoking in the office.
Like film noir
Film
music.
noir.
Yeah, he's at his desk smoking a cigar, just thinking about all the money he's going to make for McDonald's, and this idiot from Cincinnati comes in.
He comes in. You're always coming up here with a bunch of crap. I don't want my store stunk up with the smell of fish. This is what Ray Kroc said.
Wow.
He said, I got my own idea for a meatless sandwich. You want to hear it? It's called a hula burger. You want to know what's on the hula burger? It's an untoasted cold bun, a slice of pineapple, and a piece of cheese. That's my veggie burger.
That is so 60s.
Can you believe that?
I can believe it. Can I just tell you
Yeah.
something that my mom served us when we were young that I still
God.
have nightmares about?
Yes. Is it cottage cheese?
No, don't even get me started on mom and cottage cheese. Good Lord.
Moms of that generation and cottage cheese is like,
It's like they thought
what was happening?
It was like the same as water. Like you had to have like eight cups of cottage cheese a day in order to survive.
Exactly.
No, this was one large iceberg leaf of lettuce. On top of that, half of a canned pear. In the pear, an ice cream scoop of mayonnaise, and sprinkled on top shredded cheddar cheese.
I hate this.
That was whatever. I don't know if that was the appetizer, the main course, or what, but I was served that many times. And
That was your
refused-
after-school snack as a boy?
Yes. Oh my God.
so
How
sad.
old-fashioned is that?
That's so 50s.
Yeah.
So Kroc, he was willing to compromise. He said, okay, my hula burger, which is the superior idea, and your Filet-O-Fish, he said, we're going to put them head to head. So on Good Friday, by 1962 is when everything like got in motion. 1962, we're going to put them both on the menu for one day. And whichever sandwich sold the most, they would win. The hula burger sold 6.
All to Ray Kroc.
Ray Kroc in like mustaches and like
And his
funny
family
hats.
dressed up like a thing.
The Filet-O-Fish sold $3.50, and it was officially on the menu.
I mean, of course it did. A cold bun and a slice of pineapple? Come on.
What was he thinking? And in one of his books called Grinding It Out, The Making of McDonald's, he said, it was a giant flop when we tried it in our stores. One customer said, I like the hula, but where's the burger? Which is cute. That feels very like 60s also.
That does.
Somebody like smoking a cigarette in a McDonald's, some like
Yeah.
drunk like martini housewife.
You know what I dare I say it, Marissa?
Yes?
Dare I say it? What the hula burger is? A Hazinga.
You're right. That is a Hazinga. Ray Kroc, you have had your first Hazinga, potentially first of many.
In the early 60s. Wow. And I might say naming your book Grinding It Out or whatever, that feels a little like, what is
A
that?
little visceral.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like a whole cow going into a grinder.
Yeah, that's not
It's a
great.
bit much. He had a lot of bad decisions for someone with such a... Wait, isn't he He's the one that bought McDonald's.
We're not getting into the history of McDonald's. I swear to God.
I want to.
That's another episode, John.
Okay. Next week on Brand.
So the sandwich used to be halibut based. Is that fun?
No. That should have been listed in your boring facts. Now it's just a bunch of fish.
Yeah, I guess
ground
so.
up.
It's actually not a bunch of fish.
No, good. It's just a slice of...
I will tell you, it is a slice of wild-caught Alaskan pollock. They claim it's very sustainable. And this is interesting. It's not ground up like a McNugget. Like, it's not like super processed. They catch the fish. The fish is frozen on the boat.
Wow.
So this could not be more fresh.
I love it.
And then the fillets are transported to the facility that processes them.
Is it cut on the boat before it's frozen, or they just freeze the whole fish?
Freeze the whole fish? I don't know. You think I work on a fishing boat?
Wow, how does it feel when you haven't done thorough enough research for my inquisitive mind?
That's a good point. It doesn't feel great.
Okay, so here's what I'm wanting to know. Can I ask questions?
Yeah, sure.
All right, so he sells a few hundred of these. Ray Kroc...
2,300 in the first month.
Okay, so are they only selling them in the Cincinnati store? What does it take to roll them out throughout all the franchises? When does it become a permanent menu item? Is it seasonal? What is happening with this Filet-O-Fish?
Well, the Filet-O-Fish, it was such a big success that it became a mainstay on all the menus. And they briefly have gone through different campaigns. In 1976, they had a mascot named Filet-O-Fish,
Cute.
which is very cute.
Very cute. Did it have eyes?
Yeah, it was like a little guy.
Oh, I think I've seen that in McDonald Land.
Yeah, in McDonald Land, they have Filet-O-Fish Lake,
Oh,
which I guess is the lake, where the Filet-O-Fishes are caught. So there's like a little bit of, it's certainly not Grimace level fame, I would say, for Filet-O-Fish.
No, but he's in there. He's
He's
canon.
in there. He's in the mix. He's canon. Yeah.
Sometimes, there's still time for him to rise to the top.
I think so. They tried briefly to do Fish McBites in 2013. Did you ever have Fish McBites?
I don't think I ever enjoyed those.
Well, they were canned after a few months because they were so disgusting. And then I love a detail like this, which is so like inconsequential. In early 2019, a change.org petition was created to get Fish McBites back on the menu. Unfortunately, they only received 50 signatures. Which, isn't that so funny? Have you ever signed a change.org petition?
I want to say no. I'm sure I have, but if I have, I can't remember.
In a fit of rage. Susie Q's, bring them back.
Oh my God, I keep forgetting to check in with Hostess. I'm sure there's an update on how it went.
I'm sure. Have you ever heard of the Land, Sea, and Air Burger?
The Land, Sea, and Air Burger. Was that a McDonald's thing?
This is, and it doesn't always appear on the typical menu. This is like a hack, like a menu hack. So
you've got a beef patty, you've got a Filet-O-Fish patty, you've got a McChicken patty.
Is this the kind of thing you would be interested in gobbling down on?
No, but here is one thing in McDonald's that I am interested in my understanding is they have now sell these in other countries, but they have not come here yet. Mm-hmm. A Chicken Mac.
Ooh.
Just like a Big Mac, but they swap out the beef patties for chicken patties. I would like to try that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Is that something you could kind of like doctor up, like on the McDonald's app?
Probably, yeah. I feel like you could probably figure that out.
You were talking about the buns.
Those soft. I don't like the word buns. As a gay man, I have a lot of like PTSD of the word buns.
AOL chat rooms.
AOL chat rooms with the older men saying, send me a picture of your buns. Mm-hmm. But those soft Filet-O-Fish buns, oh my gosh, that's a pair of buns I could smother myself in.
So the Filet-O-Fish, this is the only sandwich where the buns are steamed rather than toasted.
Okay.
So if you like the soft steamed bun, you could request that for any burger to have a soft steamed bun.
I think it only works with that. I don't know that I want a soft bun with anything else, but it works so well with that. Yeah. And what's interesting about that is in Cincinnati, another brand we will eventually do, Skyline Chili. Notorious for their cheese conies on hot dogs. They also steam their buns.
A damp bun?
Yeah.
Ooh.
A soft, damp bun.
Yeah, you could try it on another burger. Maybe you'd like it. Oh, you mentioned the half a piece of cheese. That was intentionally part of the recipe as to not overpower the flavor of the fish. It was intentional. It's been that way from the beginning.
But I feel like the truth of that has been lost to time. I feel like Ray Kroc was like, fine, I'll do your Filet-O-Fish, but I'm only giving you a half a slice of cheese. Because it's insane. It's insane
to have a half. It does look funny to only, like, pictures of, like, the open sandwich, how it's, like, 2 bites have cheese on them.
Yeah, and it's something that arrived at the restaurant as a whole slice of cheese.
Yes.
So someone's job was to half all the cheeses.
Yeah, they might come pre-halved now.
Here's what I was going to say earlier about, so when I get a Filet-O-Fish sandwich,
yes,
I like tartar sauce. I really enjoy tartar sauce. A lot of times you get such a small amount of tartar sauce that you just can't taste it throughout the meal. So I order extra tartar sauce. 9 times out of 10, when you order extra tartar sauce, they give you such a disgusting amount of tartar sauce.
Oh, yeah. They want to punish you for asking for more. They're like, you want more, tartar boy?
Yeah, tartar boy. Well, here, they put it on the top bun. They put it on the bottom bun. It's like leaking out of the box when I pick it up. I'm just saying, you only normally put a tablespoon. I want 2 tablespoons.
Can you get it on the side?
They're like, here's a cup. Here's a cup. This guy wants a cup of tartar sauce, guys. Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah, that's maybe something you don't want to see in a large quantity. What is tartar sauce made out of?
I think it's like mayonnaise and relish.
Relish?
Yeah.
Something else in there too.
Yeah.
So you said you had a Filet-O-Fish 4 days ago. I found somebody online who recounted a story of them ordering a Filet-O-Fish. This just reminded me of you and your like drive-through foibles. Mm-hmm. They ordered a Filet-O-Fish and then the person was like, Filet-O-Fish? And he was like, yes, Filet-O-Fish. And they were like, Filet-O-Fish. And he's like, Filet-O-Fish. This customer got a to-go container with a loose Filet-O-Fish patty in it.
Just a greasy square of fish?
A greasy square. It's like the biggest mystery. Why would they think they wanted a Filet-O-Fish? Did they think they were Irish and they were ordering just like a fillet of fish with an accent?
That's very odd. It was a normal McDonald's?
A normal McDonald's, like
First
a road
time
trip McDonald's.
First time employee, maybe? I feel like you were trained on the few things that they sell.
They had a picture of this to-go container with a loose patty in it.
They ran to the bathroom during the 30 minutes they talked about Filet-O-Fishes in
during seminar training.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that word when you like study something.
Yeah, school.
No.
McDonald's school.
No, like went for a job. Orientation.
Yeah. Had to take a big dumper.
Babe, no. Like, why can't they just take a little tinkle? Why is everything so...
You said 30 minutes.
Well. Maybe they have a yeast infection.
Ow, ow, ow.
Ow. Oh, man. I know I'm missing something. Filet-O-Fish.
How important could it be?
Okay, here. And they just throw a hot square of fish.
So how often does McDonald's screw up your Filet-O-Fish orders, if at all? I mean, tartar sauce generosity aside.
I mean, well, now I order it just with extra, so I'm expecting, if they put a normal amount, great. If they put too much, I just squeeze some out of the side and dip my fries in it.
If you get sauce on your fingers, do you lick it off?
Yeah.
Does it depend on the sauce? Because I feel like it's worse with some sauces.
It depends on the sauce.
Like mayo? Are you licking mayo off your thumb?
I feel like mayo, no, but tartar sauce, yes.
Okay, it tells you all you need to know about Jon.
God, the freaks are loving this. Like, we're really getting an inside look inside of Jon.
I was pleasantly surprised to learn that it's fresh. It's like, it's a whole piece of fish. It has a bad rap. It's very divisive. And so there are people who like love it. And then there are people who are like, oh, it's disgusting. It's kind of like a little bit of a punchline, kind of like an Arby's sandwich where it's kind of like a joke.
I find value in all of these things.
Yes.
I eat them all. I'll try them all. I'm disgusting. I'm very unwell.
But it's not disgusting. This is a freshly frozen fish. There are way worse things it sounds like you could be eating. I've tasted salmon, like a little piece of salmon.
Salmon's delicious.
Maybe I've had a whitefish like this before, but certainly maybe only like 4 times.
You're the person that had scallops and described them as savory marshmallows.
I stand by it.
Yeah.
I stand by it.
You definitely don't have a palate for the seafood.
The sea. Well, my opinion of the sea is that we ought not be there.
Well, you also have a theory if it's time to share that with the freaks.
Oh, yeah, about the switch.
The switch, yeah.
I do think there will be a time in the near or distant future where all sea creatures come on land and all land creatures go to the water.
And are we for it? I never understood the rules of this day.
I don't know if it'll be a day. It might be a month. It might be a year. I don't know. But I think that's just the way things are heading.
But it's like, I can see the sea creatures like finally like, oh, we now have enough intelligence, and they take that first step out onto the sandy
It's happened
beach.
Before.
Of course.
I mean, read a book about dinosaurs. It happens.
Sure, yeah. And they're like, okay, we are now of the land. But like, what's causing all of us to wander into the sea?
I think it's like, climate disruption, things like that, like rising sea levels. We might become an ocean terrain. I think we'll have to adapt. I feel like in general, I had a hard time eating things from the ocean because I feel like if I can't survive there, I shouldn't be eating from there. It's like not my food. You know what I mean? Like I could catch a chicken in theory. Yes, I could catch a chicken and, bite its head off. But I shouldn't be in the ocean. I can't breathe.
Okay. That went a lot of places I wasn't expecting. All I was going to say is I love them and I eat them, shrimp, but I've always seen them as the roaches of the sea.
Yeah.
I feel like they're very similar. They have that same kind of like shell.
I used to say that about like lobster, and I think they are even related to little buggies.
But we have enjoyed when we got crab legs. Didn't you eat those?
Yeah, I dabble, but I don't like to crack open the shell. I don't really. We've been to Red Lobster for never-ending shrimp, which I struggled with.
Don't tell them that. We got
Don't tell them we've been at Red Lobster for never-ending shrimp. That's where you draw the line of shame.
Don't tell them that.
Wow, I found the limit of what you're comfortable revealing.
Don't tell them that.
Don't tell them that.
No,
Cheddar Bay
tell them that.
biscuits.
We went to Red Lobster for our friend's birthday.
Yes.
We all got
It was David's birthday, my husband's birthday.
Oh, it was? I
Yeah.
thought it was Matt's. So we went for David's birthday, and we all ordered never-ending shrimp. And, like, we didn't even eat enough. The waitress was like, you guys really aren't eating that much. Usually people order, like, 9 more plates than this. And we're like, we're full.
She kept bringing us more before our dishes were empty.
We just had so much shrimp. And I always take food home. I rarely eat it and toss it. So I had 3 giant styrofoam things of shrimp that I took home. And I was by my house, and there was an unhoused woman sitting like under a bridge by my house. And I was like, oh, I'm going to give her this shrimp. And so I was like, hey, would you like some food? She's like, that'd be great. I handed her the whole bag and I drove away. And I immediately just started picturing her going through this bag. And like, she opened up the first box and she's like, ooh, shrimp. Like, I never have that. And then she opens the next box and it's like, oh, okay, more shrimp. And then she's
slightly different preparation. The last one was scampi. This one's battered. Okay.
I'm sure that's all of the shrimp that there is. And this third box must have something. Oh, it's more shrimp.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of shrimp, especially lacking refrigeration.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of, it's a short but exciting history of the Filet-O-Fish. So if you are practicing Lent, or if they have a lot of sales now for like this time of year for Filet-O-Fish. It might vary by region, but like they'll be like, add another one for $1. They'll be like 2 for $5. So apparently I do hear online people are clamoring saying that they're small. So don't count on one to satisfy your hunger.
They are small.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they've gotten smaller, if one of those things I've gotten bigger, but they're small. 2 is good.
Yeah. And if you're not into fish, maybe try making a hula burger at home. Slice of pineapple, piece of American cheese on a cold bun. I like that you specified the bun was cold.
I know, I was going to say.
Like that's like part of the recipe.
If you're tempted to toast that bun, don't. It's canon that you have it cold with like a wet, cold piece of pineapple. Do you grill the Did you cook the pineapple?
No.
Nothing was cooked.
No, canned pineapple.
Cold?
Canned, cored, cold pineapple.
I mean, that's rough. They toast every other bun. He's like, not this one.
Hazinga.
Very weird. Hazinga. Ray Kroc Hazinga.
I can hear you salivating at the thought of your next Filet-O-Fish.
Yeah, I may get one after the show.
It may.
I haven't decided. I may get one after the show.
Yeah, play coy with that Filet-O-Fish. So that's it on Filet-O-Fish. John, you got any news for us?
I actually do have a brand news. Mar, I keep meaning to ask you, you have seemed a lot more relaxed the last week. I think you told me last week you got a massage.
I did get a massage, yes.
Did that help?
It did help. Hour-long, deep tissue.
You were happy with your masseuse?
I was.
Oh, good. I wanted to tell you a story.
Do you know something about my masseuse I don't know?
No, but I do go to the same place, and there's a guy that I love, but I forget his name. I have it written down somewhere. But I was reading a story about this guy named Eric Littman.
Okay.
Now, he had been fighting chronic pain for years.
Sounds terrible.
Constantly looking for just the right massage therapist. Couldn't find it. No one would do exactly what he wanted.
Hot stone.
Sure. I'll try the hot stones here. I'll do the sonic whatever there. Did everything that he could think of. Could not get rid of this pain. So what did he do?
Hire a horse to walk on his back. I mean, it seems like the last resort, right?
That seems
Hire a horse.
Hiring a horse to walk on your back seems like certain death.
Hireahorse.com.
That comment alone is why you and I are at the success level.
I would agree with that, yeah.
What he did was invent a robot
to
give him a massage.
Ooh.
So he has created a company called Escape. He spells it Aescape. And he is
I don't like when people spell things the wrong way.
It's like Jeff is Jeff. It's no offense if any of our brand freaks spell their name with a G. I agree. Yeah. Spelling, like for a company, spelling it weird. Maybe they have to for legal reasons. I feel like they probably don't. Anyway, he's launching 10, and we hate this word, AI.
No,
I know.
Boo.
10 AI massage robot tables at Equinoxes in New York City.
Interesting.
Now, I've watched a video of these things, and at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I still don't, because I am of the mindset that a robot at any time can change its mind and crack your spine in half. But like,
do you trust a robot with your prone, relaxed body? I don't know.
well, here's why I'm on board with it. Because when I get a massage, shockingly, I have a lot of rules. I keep my socks on. I don't.
Wait.
I
Why?
keep my socks on. I don't like my legs massaged. They're too sensitive. I just want certain parts. I want the back. I have rules.
Yes.
And every massage therapist wants to break the rule. You're like,
They keep pulling at your socks, trying to tug them off.
they do.
No.
They do.
Why would they try to take off your socks?
Because they think that I need to have my feet massaged. And I don't want that. But like the reason I wear socks is because I don't want my feet massaged. I assume if I wear a sock, there is not a human being that's going to be like, well, I'll just massage the sock.
You know what you should do instead? You should wear high top Converse laced really tight with double knots.
Maybe I do need to get more extreme.
Fully nude with high top Converse on. Has anybody ever done that?
Maybe I need to think of a new thing to cover my foot, because some people will get in there with that sock. But what's fun about these AI robots is you're like, so let's say you're laying on your stomach. You've got a screen. You can control it. It scans your body like with 1 million different points. So it will keep that every time you come. It knows your body. You can like hit an area of your body and that's where it'll go and massage. Or you can just pick like do a general 30-minute whatever.
Does it look like a man? Is it like a mannequin?
It looks like a 1970s mannequin. No,
or like the maid on like the Jetsons. Like, what am I'm imagining like a full like robot.
No, it looks like it would have been in a Bjork video. It's just like these like two arms.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like two arms, and we can put a picture of it in
very futuristic. It's kind of like a colonoscopy machine. It looks like colonoscopy equipment, like a light that's like made like to like use surgery or something.
Do you ever not get to the butt?
No.
Like, is a colonoscopy machine even a thing?
It looks like it's to examine internal. Those lights, those arms.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's bizarre. I would prefer like a full robot with like googly eyes.
Oh boy.
And robot hands.
Well, that's probably why you also don't have a membership to Equinox. It is more upscale.
That's true. I had a membership to Equinox when I was really young, and it is so luxurious.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you like Keels.
Yeah.
All you can Keels.
I know. Every time I see it, I think of the Broad City where she's like in the bathroom at Equinox just squirting Keels into a garbage bag.
And I definitely did that. I was like, I'm taking some of this to go. I'm paying, $100 something a month. Yeah.
And all I'm saying is the person that would do that is the person that would want Google eyes on their AI robot massage therapist.
That's fair. What are people saying? How does it feel? Is it helping? Did it help this man's pain?
Babe, I didn't get told. I pulled up the story. I don't have the...
Does it work?
You know how I told you that I am of the mindset that a robot can just decide to break my spine?
Yes.
He wanted everyone to be rest assured, if you are someone that is scared...
that the robot will break your spine during the massage.
The robot arms will accidentally break your bones while performing a massage. Fear not, the arms themselves are only strong enough to give a good massage, and they're not any stronger than that.
That's funny because that's not something I would have thought of at all. And then it's like, worried that the robot is strong enough to break all your bones? Like, no, I didn't even think of that. Now it's all I'm going to think about during the massage. Why'd you bring it up?
It's the first thing I thought about.
Oh my God.
The couple people that I read reviews from said like they were worried that it was going to hurt too much because it is kind of like these two big robotic arms. And they said the pressure was always just on point, and that seems to be a very nice solution for massaging. So
I would love it if you tried it and that robot arm was like tugging at the top of your sock and it was like... Robot, no! I said not my feet.
Must massage foot. And the owner's like, I didn't even put voice into this thing. How is this happening?
Sock removal in progress.
No way to stop sock removal.
Barefoot loading.
Leave my foot alone.
People are obsessed.
People have foot fetishes.
Feet. That's really exciting.
Yeah, so maybe if it comes to town, we'll have an opportunity to test it out.
If it comes to town.
Well, when they come to here and like not in an Equinox, if there's like an AI massage, it's going to be all like in 20 years, those are going to be like all run down. Like,
oh, totally.
The robot massage store closed. Did you see? Just a pile of arms out behind the building.
Yeah, in a dumpster, peeking out of a dumpster.
Yeah.
No, that's really exciting. I do love massages. I'll definitely check it out if it comes to my town.
Like a tour. So that's my brand news.
And we have a little shout out.
Yes.
A lovely message.
So I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of brand freaks in Kentucky.
Oh.
So these are a couple of my friends' children. Their names are Evelyn and Thomas.
Oh.
They came out to California last year, I think it was, and we hung out and I got to meet them, and they're just very fun, sweet kids. They have since become brand freaks, and I love that we have young brand freaks. And I got a text from them. This was actually from Evelyn, and I'm going to read it. It says, "Okay, Jon, me and Thomas are your biggest fans of the podcast. So the first step, I think, is to give me and Thomas a really big shout out. So here you go."
These might be our youngest freaks, which is very, very sweet.
They might be. "And step 2 is to let me preferably, but I guess Thomas could join, but you could maybe, just maybe, get us a plane ticket to fly out to California and be guest on your podcast." Well, unfortunately, as of now, we can't do that because we're poor.
Yes.
But if we ever are in a position to, we would love to have you on the pod. I also wanted to give them a shout out because a couple of weeks ago, they sent us a video singing our theme song in the car, and it is one of the cutest things I've ever seen. I want to talk to their mom. Hopefully we can put it on Instagram so everybody can see it, but it was really adorable. So I did want to get, I may not be able to fly you out now, but I did want to give you both, Evelyn and Thomas in Kentucky, a huge shout out, a huge thank you for listening to the show and always reaching out to us and being silly. We love it. We love to hear from you. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. We love all of our freaks, young and old. I think they might be our youngest brand freaks, which we very much appreciate. And with that, we'll start to wrap up the show. So if you have any thoughts about Filet-O-Fish or you have a brand you'd like us to talk about, reach out to us on Instagram at OnBrandThePod. You can leave us a lovely 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. On TikTok, we are at OnBrandThePodcast. You can check those out on TikTok and Instagram, see clips from the show. You can, write to us there. We love to hear from you guys. And we will be back next week with an all-new Easter episode.
What could it be? I don't know.
Ooh.
You can't guess from this episode because there's no Easter eggs in it. But sometimes
No Easter eggs.
there's no Easter eggs. It was too dense with facts of fish that I forgot all about it.
You
But
were just dreaming of tartar sauce the whole time.
Though I will say, I did do a very clever Easter egg for Guinness on our Insta story, and not nary a person guessed. And I thought for sure people were going to guess it like that.
There you go.
So maybe I'll do an Insta Easter egg. So
Okay,
look
stay
out for
tuned.
that. I don't know for sure. And if any of you, I'm just throwing this out there, if you do know of a softer bun than the Filet-O-Fish, please let me know. I don't know, but if there is a softer one, I would love to hear about
Are you
it.
like on the hunt for the world's softest bun?
Listen, I can't talk about what all my hunts are about right now, but yeah, who wouldn't want to find the world's softest bun?
You got a lot of hunts going on. All right, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode.
And as you know, we may go off topic, but we will always be on brand.
See ya.
Bye.
On brand.